Morning, friends. Very good morning. I'm Niyaz Negi once again, your friend, and we are most welcome in our channel Pharma Education. And today topic is the cardiovascular system. Previously, already we have learned about the basics of cardiovascular system. Today we learn a few brief of the cardiovascular system, how the cardiovascular system works, the heart, what is the conduction system of the heart, how the impulse generated in the cardiovascular system. That's the topic for today. Already told you the cardiovascular system. Keep in your mind whenever you see the cardio, it means it's related to heart. Vascular means it related to blood and blood vessels. Whatever it means, cardiovascular systems means heart, blood vessels and blood. The system which is related to heart, blood vessels and blood is called cardiovascular system. And you can say the study of the heart and blood vessels, it is under the cardiovascular system. So friend, the heart is located in the chest, between the lungs and the sternum, behind the sternum and above the diaphragm. It is surrounded by the pericardium. Its size about of a fist and weight is 250 to 300 gram. Thin layers of the tissue form the heart wall. The outer layer of the heart wall is the epicardium, the middle layer is the myocardium, and the inner layer is the endocardium. The frontal pericardium is a not a heart wall. This sac-like structure to cover the heart, and myocardium is responsible for the contraction of the heart. Is a very important layer of the heart is myocardium, which is the middle layer of the heart. The internal cavity of the heart is divided into four chambers: right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. The two atria are the thin walled chamber and the receive blood from the veins, and two ventricles are thick walled chamber that forcefully pumped blood out from the heart. Difference in the thickness of the heart chamber was due to the variation in the amount of the myocardium present, which reflected amount of the force each chamber is required to generate it. The right atrium receives the deoxygenated blood from the systemic veins. The left atrium receives the oxygenated blood from the pulmonary veins. Valves separate the heart. Two valves separate mitral valve and tricuspid valve. Pump need to set the valve to keep the fluid flowing one direction. The heart is no exception. The heart has a two type of valve to keep the blood flowing in correct direction. The valve between the atria and ventricle called atrioventricular valves, also called cuspid valves, while those of the base and the large vessels living in the ventricle called semilinear valves. The right atrioventricular valve is a tricuspid valve. The left atrioventricular valve is bicuspid or mitral valve. The valve between the right ventricle and pulmonary trunk is the pulmonary semilinear valve. The valve between the left ventricle and the aorta is aortic valve. When the ventricles contract, atrioventricular valves close to prevent the blood flowing back into the atria. Ventricle relax, semilinear valves close and prevent the blood flowing back into the ventricles. When the heart relaxes, the chamber of the heart filled with the blood, the person of the blood pressure decrease. The systole is when the heart muscles contract. When the heart muscles contract, it pushes the blood out to the heart and within the large vessels of the circulatory systems. And from here, the blood goes to all of the organs, the tissue of the blood. During the systole, person blood pressure is increased. This is a mechanism and systole and diastole. Person within the heart. The oxygenated poor blood means the deoxygenated blood fills the right atrium, then flows to right ventricle where the pump to the lungs throughout the pulmonary arteries. The lungs refresh the blood with the supply of the oxygen which comes the air that you breathe in. The now oxygenated rich blood shown in the red. The atrium and the lungs the enter the left atrium. The oxygenated rich blood then the flows from the left atrium to left ventricle. The blood is then pumped to the main arteries that supply blood to the body, that is aorta, to supply tissues throughout the body in the oxygen. Body. We can say what is the system, conduction system. It is heart mechanism. You can see this PQRST waves also. You can see in the ECG graph also. It is ECG graph. How the ECG graph occurs? This is PQRST. Type of circulation within the heart. There is a two type of circulation: the pulmonary circulation and the systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation is a moved blood between the heart and the lungs and transport the deoxygenated blood to the lungs to absorb the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. The oxygenated blood flow back to the heart. This is pulmonary circulation. And the systemic circulation, the deoxygenated blood come to the heart and the whole part of the body, and the oxygenated blood goes from the heart to the entire part of the body. This is systemic circulation. The heart, it's as you know, every organ need the blood. A heart itself also need a blood. Apart from the providing the blood supply to entire body part, it also needs the blood for the own work. It is through the coronary arteries. Coronary arteries is a small arteries of heart which is uh, come from the aorta. Once again, also the oxygenated blood come in the coronary arteries. This is a blood supply. Conduction system of the heart. The conduction system of the heart is a group of specialized cardiac muscles. Cells in the wall of the heart send the signals to heart to muscle causing it contract. This is natural pacemaker. The SI node is available. The main components of the cardiac conduction system is SI node, AV node, bundle of His, and Purkinje fibers. It is a conduction system. You can see the type of blood vessels. There's a different type of blood vessels. Blood comes from the heart to tissue, from the aorta, then it's go to arteries, then arterioles are smaller arteries are called arterioles, then it's go to the capillaries. Once again, there is the deoxygenated blood come to the venules. Through the venules are small veins, and then it's go to the vein and the vena cava and blood tissue to the heart. Again, it go to the heart and circulation occurs once again. See what the difference in arteries and veins. And arteries carry away blood from the heart, and veins are carried toward the heart. The oxygenated blood carries the veins, and there is only one difference in pulmonary arteries and pulmonary systemic arteries. Pulmonary arteries carries the deoxygenated blood, where the systemic arteries carries the oxygenated blood, which is carry blood away from the heart. Veins carry blood toward the heart. It is here we are learning about the systemic arteries and systemic veins. Blood under the high pressure in the arteries because it goes to the throughout the body, and blood under lower pressure in the veins, thicker walls and stretchy walls of the arteries, thin walled in veins. Narrow lumen occurs in the arteries, and large lumen occurs in the veins because of it needs the high pressure to tolerate the high pressure in arteries. That's why the narrow lumen and large lumen, because of deoxygenated blood has a high viscosity, and arteries have no valve, and veins has valve present in the veins because of it not need to, it prevents backthrow of the blood. In front of the endothelial dysfunction, the endothelial dysfunction is a condition in which the endothelial layer or the inner lining, the small arteries, the fail to perform all its important function normally. As a result of survival, bad things can happen to the tissue supplies by those arteries. The endothelial dysfunction caused due to the increase of the LDL level and increasing the blood pressure and diabetic and smokers. Due to these all risk factors cause the oxidative stress, and oxidative stress cause the endothelial dysfunction. That's why the causing of remodeling of the heart, SMC growth and the migration, platelet aggregation and thrombosis, also angiogenesis and vasoconstriction, inflammation and plaque rupture due to the endothelial dysfunction. Already I told the blood is a connective tissue, is the main component are RBC, WBC, platelets, and plasma. The function of the RBC is transport of the oxygen to the throughout the body, and white blood cells the defense mechanism. It produces the antibody to our body. Platelets mechanisms to clot, which whenever it is the wound occurs in the body. For the faster healing, its clot mechanism through the platelets. Plasma 55% blood is transparent medium available in the blood is plasma. That's for today, and please like, subscribe, and comment if you like our video, and say next what the system you want to learn in this video. Thank you so much. Have a great day.